You're watching Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. We got the latest Chicago Bears news and rumors for you guys, catching you guys up on the latest headlines around this team, so stay tuned for that. We'll go ahead and start here. Are the playoff hopes for the Bears not completely dead? Yeah, one smoking Jay, they're not dead yet. Now, they're not super alive, but they're only a game back at the final playoff spot in the NFC. You look at how the NFC playoff picture shakes out. Look, the top five, you're not going to catch up to those, but 6 and 7 seed, I mean, San Francisco's playing good ball, and they have the head-to-head against you. That's going to be tough, but that 7 seed especially, it's wide open. Washington at 5 and 6, Minnesota, Atlanta, New Orleans, Philadelphia, Carolina, the Giants, the Bears, all within a game. Do any of those teams just terrify you? I would say out of that grouping, as the Bears sit only one game back, the team that probably is the toughest one is Minnesota, but the Bears get to play them twice still. So you could sweep that potentially if you play well. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and be all back on the train. Oh, yeah, Bears are making the playoffs. I'm simply saying it's not impossible, because it's not. The 6 and especially the 7 seed are still very much up for grabs in the NFC. Now, the Bears' schedule is difficult, and we'll take a look at that in a second. But I want to ask you guys this. What percentage chance do you think the Bears' playoff chances are? Like, what percentage chance would you give Chicago of making the playoffs? 10% chance, 50% chance, 20, 0, 100? Obviously, it's not 100. But what percentage chance in your mind will are the Bears' chances? Like, how likely is it that the Bears will make the playoffs? Let me know down in the comments. I'll give Chicago 15% chance. So it's not 0. It's not, an astronomical number, but it's certainly not a great chance, right? One smoking J, right? It's unlikely, but it's possible. There's some truth. It's barely true. It could happen to see this team make the playoffs. The reason I won't, a couple reasons. One, they're not playing good football. And two, the schedule is pretty difficult. I mean, look at the next 3 games. They're going to be underdogs likely in all of those, for sure the next 2 weeks. Cardinals at home this week, Packers on the road for Sunday Night Football, and then the Vikings at home for Monday Night Football. Kirk Cousins does suck in prime time, so hey, that works out in the Bears' favor in Week 15. But then 16 through 18, sure, at Seattle, that's a much more manageable game right now. The Seahawks are a mess. Giants at home, that's a game you could win. Then at Minnesota, I mean, at 4 and 7, you probably got to go 5 and 1. Get to 9 and 8. So what's, maybe you lose either, to Green Bay or Arizona and win the rest. I mean, that's probably what you would have to do. Schedule is tough. It's not going to be easy. It's possible. They're not eliminated. They're only a game back, but currently they are pretty far back in a lot of the tiebreaker scenarios. So you got to navigate that as well. I'm not banking on it. I don't think it's going to happen, but they're at least alive from a mathematical standpoint. And hey, you beat Arizona this week. That could certainly shift my opinion in terms of the chances of Chicago making a push toward the playoffs. I'll tell you this. Win, lose, draw, we're going to have videos all season long. And if the Bears don't make the playoffs, that's okay. We'll go ahead and start our off-season coverage early. Hit that subscribe button, youtube.com/Bears Now. We will continue to hammer out videos every single day around your Chicago Bears. News, rumors, injury updates, off-season coverage, free agency and the draft, mailbags, live shows, watch parties. We do it all. Hit that subscribe button. And again, I'm trying to catch the 49ers report, so help us out by subscribing. All right, let's go to our next rumor here. Is it time to end the Fire Nagy chants? I actually think it is. For Smokin' Jays, bear down. It's time. And a lot of you guys might be like, oh, Harrison, you're being soft. I'm not being soft. I just think that it's gone on for a couple weeks now, and when it's landing at events like, Illinois basketball games and high school football games, which I get that wasn't Nagy's son's, buddies chanting it. It was the other team, but still, they're surfacing all over the place, and I don't know, especially when current players come out and saying, guys, this doesn't really help. Eddie Jackson saying on Monday, this isn't helping, saying this, quote, the fans got to understand it doesn't help anything. Y'all want us to play better and do better, and that's not helping. Because think of it this way, too. When you're saying fire Nagy, sure, from a fan standpoint, it's directed at the coach, but it actually is somewhat directed at the players, too, because why is the coach on the hot seat? Because you're not winning. Why are you not winning? Sure, it's the coaching, but some of that's on the players, too. Players are underachieving. They know that. I agree with Eddie Jackson. I don't think the chants at this point are constructive. I will say if you're going to do it, it should only be at Soldier Field. Don't take it to Bulls games. Don't take it to a freaking Illinois basketball game. What is the purpose of that? Like, it's a distraction, if anything else. I love the passion. My point is, I think the Bears have the message at this point. They understand. They know that fans are not happy. If you stop chanting Fire Nagy at games, it's not like they're going to be like, oh, they love him now. Like, they know that, guys. Like, I think the chants have been heard. Like, every night on Twitter, you see a fresh video of Fire Nagy at whatever the venue is. And, hey, you guys can come chant it here. Like, come chant it on this show. Like, that, I'm all for that. Type FN, type hashtag Fire Nagy. I'm all about it. But when players come out and say, hey, it's a distraction, it's not helping us play better, then is it really that constructive? It's not like the Bears organization is not going to fire Nagy if you stop chanting it, right? Like, they don't. Teams don't operate like that. So type FN, chant hashtag Fire Nagy in here on this video. But if you're going to an Illinois basketball game, I don't think you need to chant Fire Nagy. But, it's a free country. You guys can do what you want. But that is just my opinion. That's Eddie Jackson's opinion. I think the message has been heard loud and clear. Before we continue, I want to tell you guys about our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Now, there is money to be made all season long, both in the NFL and in the NBA as well. Hey, Bulls continue to stay hot. Chatsports.com/Bears. Use our promo code BEARDOWN. That's Bear Down, all one word. Go bet on the Bears against the Bears this week. Arizona money line is probably a somewhat safe bet, but hey, go make some money. Chatsports.com/Bears is the link to go, and you guys can get a 125% deposit bonus with that promo code BEARDOWN. All right, let's talk about the latest on Justin Fields. Is he going to start against the Arizona Cardinals? Little injury update. Two Smoking Jays. People are talking. I'm not so sure because we don't really have a clear medical update at this point in time. Matt Nagy, his latest press conference, he said basically not much, like he always does. He doesn't ever really provide a clear answer. He, of course, suffered cracked ribs against the Ravens a couple of weeks ago. Nagy did say when he's healthy, he will start. The question is, will he start if he's 85%? Will he start if he's less than 100%? I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I think we all know that Justin Fields is very tough. He cracked his ribs against the Clemson Tigers in the college football playoff last year, still threw for 6 touchdowns in that game, played through cracked ribs in the national title game and played well, albeit Ohio State could not keep up with Alabama. The toughness is clear. I want to keep seeing Fields play because we need to continue to see him get reps, see some development, see if he can improve. I don't think the stats are fair to the potential he has shown at times this season. We know what he's been able to do as a runner as well. He's been very impressive in that regard. But I will say, if he's, substantially less than 100% and he could get injured worse, I probably would sit him another game. I would not risk further injury if there was legitimate risk of playing him. Now, if he's 95% and there's really no real risk to make the injury worse, barring just it's a fresh injury, then he should play. I mean, he should play if the doctor gives the okay. So we'll see what happens. But the good news is if he's not ready to go, Andy Dalton can at least hold the fort down until he is. Predict it for us. Will Justin Fields play this week? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Cast your votes down in the comment section. Give me a follow on Instagram. It's at HGramNFL, at HGramNFL. Slide in the DMs. They're always open. More Bears news, content, update, little video clips as well. We're going to ramp up our coverage over there. We've already done a little bit, trying to do a lot more. Need more followers to do so. It's at HGramNFL. Go ahead and give me a follow on IG.